Hello, it's Philip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers in London. Now this morning I'm looking at a book which has come to us from TOLLEY, LexisNexis, and it's a book in their taxation titles of publications, which are extremely helpful both for members of the bar and for advisors and accountants. And the book I'm looking at today is called TOLLEY'S Corporation Tax 2014 to 15. This book here. It's been written by two people, Lisa Jane Harper and Kevin Walton. And we've given it a review title, A Subject by Subject Guide to Corporation Tax, New, Updated and Even Easier to Use. And my wife Elizabeth and I have written this review. Let's have a look at the book first. There it is. It's a heavy book. That's the front. There's the spine. And then there's the back. Now the book's about 2,200 odd pages long. It's got a very detailed index at the back, which you can see. There's a bit of advertising on the back inside cover. On the front, you've got the rates of corporation taxes, an easy to read guide, very helpful indeed. Then you have the main subject page there. Then you've got a very important point here about this book, and it sets out what the book is trying to achieve. This is a relaunch of their titles from 2010. They're doing them annually now. This sets out what the key changes are for this year. We look at the main body of the book. We start at the back, so you have the index, and you have a lot of cases right at the back of the book. Then you have the table of statutes and statutory instruments, etc., right at the back, and then you've got the actual main body copy, if you like, which is paragraph numbered, so you can find it quite easily. And at the front, for instance, you've got, this is anti-avoidance there. You have a nice little index of the chapter to start off with in a shaded area. Then you normally start off with an introduction, and quite often, but not always, you will have key points at the back of each individual main chapter, which is quite helpful because that gives you some idea of what in fact is a sort of conclusion of what's actually in it. For instance, that's an example again of chapter 5 on key points. And you do also have working examples, the actual analysis and the actual figure work which is involved, which is also quite helpful from the point of view of trying to find things. That's chapter 1 there. So you've got a good idea of what the book actually contains. Now what the two editors have done, Lisa Jane Harper and Kevin Walton, have tried to bring everything together in this fairly substantial work. And this is what we say. With the advent of another year, TOLLEY'S once again comes to the aid of the busy tax practitioner with his new and updated guide to corporation tax. It's published by LexisNexis and updated for the Finance Act 2014. And that'll be the last main act we have before the general election in 2015. I'm recording this actual review in December 2014 after the autumn statement, and there's not a great deal to add to what we currently have, so we know where we're fixed for the next 6 months, I think. The guide is apparently the only book available which enables you, the practitioner, to look up the material you want under alphabetized subject headings, ranging from accounts, periods and anti-avoidance to transfer pricing, value-added tax and winding up. And there are 81 sections in all, including the expected table of statutes, cases and statutory instruments, which are at the back just before the index. There are other handy features as well, created with a view to making the book easier to use as a reference work, meaning you can find what you're looking for a lot more quickly. With numbered paragraphs throughout, it has lots of boxed and shaded sections, headings and subheadings, for example, so you can more easily find your way around. Information is presented in shorter, more digestible segments, and each chapter has an introduction, so you can see exactly what is covered. This in itself is a real time saver, because the index, for instance, at the back is no less than 75 pages long, and again I think that saves a bit of time because of the detail that it covers. It's also very similar to the standard house style for Halsbury, so if you use Halsbury you'll get some idea quite quickly of the same way in which it's structured. Reassuringly, the book has been produced with practitioner needs very much in mind. Practical examples abound, and you can certainly benefit from the larger number this year of contributions from practitioners themselves, offering professional insights into real-life cases. And as you would expect, the book contains all the relevant new material you need. For example, details of the amendments dealing with the abolition of the small profits rate for financial year 14-15, amendments to the creative industries reliefs, new provisions regarding transfers as part of tax avoidance arrangements, the introduction of follower notices, and much more besides. So within the 2,000 odd pages, the book is rather TARDIS-like, if you'll forgive the example. In book terms, that is, of course. It contains more material than you would believe in a volume of relatively compact proportions. It's stout, not bulky, and it's a handy and reliable companion for the busy tax practitioner. Note that it's fully cross-referenced to Simon's taxes and endorsed by the Association of Taxation Technicians, and the publication date is stated as at 2014. Obviously it covers the financial year 14-15. Let's have a quick look at it again. Front, spine and the back. 2,200 pages. It is heavy. It's a paperback. The paper's nice and strong. There are no footnotes, but there's the paragraphing. So say the index is a boon in my view, because quite often I'm looking for something and how am I going to find it? It's the index I'll normally go to. As I said, you've got, again, the key points and the chapters in shaded areas at the beginning. And then you do have these examples which abound of how to actually calculate certain aspects of the tax, the computations. I like the book immensely. I think it's a wonderful book in this new series. I'm very grateful to TOLLEY'S and LexisNexis for relaunching this series in 2010. It's a wonderful achievement for them to have been able to bring all this information together, and it's of great help to all of us when we're looking for the law and trying to find out what has actually been going on in our particular area as practitioners or advisors. So thank you to the authors and to all at Lexis for an excellent publication for this year. Bye bye.